Storm Sahara and Storm Track 8 weather.
Relief efforts in the Philippines are making progress as authorities work to help those hardest hit by Typhoon Haiyan. More than 2 airports were open overnight, allowing more shipments of food, water, medical supplies into areas. The president of the Philippines now says as many, though, as 2,500 people have died due to the storm, but searches are still underway for more victims. Philippine soldiers are heightening security this morning as well to try to stop suspected looters, which is becoming an issue as well.
It's good that the airport's starting to open up even more, but the progress is going to be slow.
Right.
Oh my goodness, it's just amazing out there. The big news around here certainly is the deep freeze. We're right back to seeing those cold temperatures. In fact, let's go and show you those numbers right now. Kind of a little bit of a range here. 14 degrees, a cold spot over in Clinton, though just up the street in Savannah. Good morning, you guys. 22 degrees. But generally teens across the board that we see. Right now in the immediate Quad Cities around 18 degrees. Galesburg, right now your temperature is at 15 degrees. Now here are the winds, and you can see not much going on here and there, but even with these lighter winds, given these colder temperatures, you can really drop those wind chills. So let's show you the wind chills that have been recorded in some spots. In Clinton, yeah, you're at what, 12? You're at 4 degrees above zero on the wind chill right now. 7 degrees above zero on the wind chill over in Galesburg. 9 degrees over in Muscatine. So yeah, no matter how you look at it, it is starting off once again on the nippy side. But the skies are very quiet once again. The change that we'll be seeing today compared to yesterday is that we're going to get some wind, okay? But those winds really going to be picking up a little bit more out of the south and west, which means we kind of shove all that Arctic air off to the east and allow those temperatures to slowly recover as well. Nothing's going to be caught up in this flow, as you can see with our future track. This is going to around noon today. Let's go and keep moving this through the afternoon hours into the evening, and still nothing going on. So that's a good sign. Sunshine in the morning. Afternoon, clear skies heading into the evening hours. But I think all of us want to know, how much an improvement are we looking at later in the day? Well, yesterday we had numbers pretty close to or right around the freezing mark. I think we're going to add about 10 more degrees of that temperature today. So an improvement nonetheless. Princeton will go about 40 for your daytime high, 44 degrees in Burlington. Galesburg, you're starting off rather chilly, but about 42 I see for the afternoon high for you. A little bit more north as you go, not too much of a change, just slightly cooler in areas around Galena, Maquoketa, about 39. Clinton will go about 41 degrees, and in the immediate Quad Cities, I'm looking at a daytime high of 42. Still quite cool for this time of year, but we do have the sunshine out there. It will be quite breezy as we head later on this morning and going into the afternoon, but that will be the main catalyst in helping to improve our temperatures around the board. Now, what about as we take a look ahead here? Well, we'll take a look at our future track. We'll start about 8 o'clock this evening, and we'll go through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Yeah, we got some clouds rolling on in, but yesterday we were talking about maybe the possibility of seeing a little bit of some rain coming in about late Thursday night and Friday. Just isn't any lift, any moisture to work with. So if we do get anything by Thursday night, it may be just a sprinkle at best, but as you can see, it's going to lead to some pretty quiet skies as we get into our Friday. But after Friday is when things are going to get a little wet around here. I got our future track out again, and watch this. Little area of activity slowly getting itself together across the Rockies. It's going to be an area of low pressure that's going to be developing, and it will be making a beeline toward the Midwest as we get in the weekend. Now, the good news is temperature-wise, it will filter in some much warmer numbers. By the time we maybe get to about Sunday, we could be talking about readings flirting around 60. Yeah, around 60 for the daytime high. However, though, that low is going to grab some Gulf moisture, and looks like the rains will return around here. Certainly more noticed on Saturday. We may get a break late Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then another wave comes in after that. All told, we could be talking about maybe a good inch of rain all total heading into this weekend. Let's go and take a look at, why do I have that up? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure, but I do have that up. Sunny, breezy, not as cold. 42 for the daytime high. Southwest winds at 12 to 22. Still fairly breezy tonight. Good news is not as frigid. Low will drop down to about 28 degrees, and that will mean some even warmer numbers. Warmer 40s Thursday going into Friday. Gets even warmer still for the weekend. Temperatures well in the 50s, maybe flirting near 60 degrees by Sunday, but that's when that chance of wet weather rolls on through. Then by late Sunday night, Monday, a strong front comes on in, another Arctic front. And look at the drop in temperatures once again by early next week, Tuesday. Wow, we may not even reach the freezing mark, but that will change quickly later into next week.
All right. Thank you, James.
Turning to business, no warm up. No big warm up. Just give up
Get
on
used
that
to it,
until
right?
April. Turning to business now, the government continues to reduce its stake in General Motors and now holds just a small percentage of the automaker's stock.
And there is some bad news for orange juice lovers. Those are some of the headlines topping business news this morning. The government sold another $1.2 billion worth of General Motors stock last month, moving closer to selling its entire stake in the automaker. As of October 31st, the government stake was about 4%. Congress received a report showing the U.S. government has recovered $37.2 billion of the $49.5 billion it spent saving GM 5 years ago. Treasury Department watchdog says that the government expects to lose at least $9.7 billion on the bailout. Airline stock rose on Tuesday after the government settled a lawsuit and agreed to allow American Airlines and U.S. Airways to merge, paving the way for the world's largest airline. The terms of the deal also provide an opportunity for low-cost airlines to fly more flights out of some of the nation's biggest airports. The merger is slated to be completed in December, pending approval from the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. After Starbucks prematurely scrapped a contract giving Kraft permission to sell bagged Starbucks coffee in grocery stores, an arbitrator concluded Starbucks must pay more than $2.23 billion in damages and legal fees. The rift began in 2011 when Starbucks claimed Kraft mismanaged the brand and had breached the contract, but Kraft denied those charges and demanded the coffee giant pay Kraft fair value for the business. Bad news for orange juice lovers. The price is on the way up. The price is expected to go up by about 5% in the next year. This is because the orange crops in Florida have decreased by about 6% due to a disease that has hit millions of trees. 70% of the OJ in the country comes from those crops in Florida. And Apple's iPad mini with Retina display is now on sale at Apple stores online. There are now 4 iPad models for sale this holiday season to fight competition from Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Apple CEO Tim Cook expects this to be an iPad Christmas, and many analysts agree, saying that Apple continues to have the lead in the competitive tablet market.
Still ahead on Good Morning Quad City's looking younger. What experts say is the one thing that can age you the most. It's just ahead on Good Morning Quad Cities.